Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another playoff series breakdown video. This is the last one for the division series, so if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to let me know down in the comment section. Tell me who you think is going to win and all that good stuff. Today, we have the Minnesota Twins versus the New York Yankees in what should be a very interesting ALDS. This video is going to break it down. There will be no gameplay. I'm just going to use MLB The Show as kind of a tool to go over rosters, pitching matchups, storylines, and stuff like that. Without me talking anymore, let's get into it. So pitching matchups in this series are going to be interesting, especially from the starting pitching perspective. The first game they announced the starters for, and all that I've seen on Twitter or any other news source, is Jose Boreas versus James Paxton. This is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. It depends which James Paxton shows up, I guess. Is it going to be good or bad James Paxton? But Jose Boreas certainly is going to be strong. So other starting pitchers you can expect to see, CC Sabathia. He's been here before. You can certainly expect to see Masahiro Tanaka, one of the Yankees' better pitchers, start a game, maybe two. I guess it depends where they use him. Kyle Gibson and Jake Odorizzi, I imagine, are going to be the other two Twin starters. I always just assume they go to a three-man rotation because that kind of makes the most sense to me. Given a 5-game series, you want your best three pitchers on the mound at all times. There's no reason to go to that fourth arm. Even on short rest, I would prefer your ace over any other arm. Other relievers, Minnesota to keep an eye on here. Trevor May, obviously, streamer for the MLB The Show community, but a good pitcher. He's going to pitch some innings out of the pen, as well as Romo. Now, Romo here is, he's been around. He's been on that Giants World Series team. I believe he was on both of them, actually, the even years. And he's a good, solid relief pitcher. I believe he was on the Rays maybe last year, 2 years ago. He's a good guy. He's going to eat some innings. Sam Dyson, also, same kind of deal, was on the Rangers playoff teams. He's been around. So it's not great. It's not an amazing pitching situation for Minnesota, but it's not bad as well. Taylor Rogers at the back end of games, pretty solid. So the pitching for Minnesota is actually pretty okay. It's not the best. It doesn't strike you as the best pitching staff of all time, but it is going to get the job done a lot of games. For the Yankees here, you have probably Paxton, Sabathia, and Tanaka would be my guess at the three starters. If you're a Yankees fan and that's wrong, I guess Severino. That makes more sense. Severino, Tanaka, and Paxton would be the three. That makes a ton more sense, to be honest. So I guess I just don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the Yankees pen is tons better than the Twins, because you have Chapman, you have Ottavino, you have Britton, Corey Guerin is good, has that weird delivery. Tyler Lyons even is pretty good as a lefty out of the pen. The Yankees pen is deep. There's no other way to say it. Tommy Kaline, or Canely, I guess, is good. Chad Green. The Yankees have so many good pen options that would be late inning guys on any other team, but for the Yankees, it's like their fifth reliever. Like, Chad Green is a really good reliever, and he's like their third or fourth option out of the pen, maybe even like fourth or fifth. So advantage in this series for pitching goes to the Yankees, but the Twins pitching is not bad. The Yankees just have a crazy bullpen. They just have crazy pen depth, so advantage Yankees there. Okay, so let's talk lineup here. The Yankees, as we all know, the Yankees are killing it when it comes to the lineup department. This is something similar to what I think they'll run out in the playoffs a lot. I don't think they change their lineup a ton, but it's going to be LeMahieu, Judge, Gardner, Stanton, Luke Voit possibly at the DH position. That could change, though. You also have Didi, Gio Urshela, who's come out this year in a crazy way. Then I have Romine here, but obviously Gary Sanchez is going to be the catcher for most all of the games. And then Edwin playing first, question mark, but you could potentially have Voit over there. you have a little bit of flexibility with that. I guess if you keep Ford on the playoff roster, he's an option at first. Glaber coming off the bench or DHing is an option. The Yankees are deep. The lineup's good. It's elite. DJ LeMahieu, Yankee fans are going to say he's an MVP candidate. He's not. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's having a great year. He's not better than Trout or Bregman, or even probably Marcus Semien. And Marcus Semien isn't really an MVP candidate either. But I think LeMahieu is a really good player to have on your team. He plays fairly good defense. He's obviously a really good hitter. A great leadoff man to set up the rest of the lineup there with Judge, Stanton, Voit, Didi, Gio. Everyone behind him just mashes. So I think the Yankees are deep. That bench is pretty good. The bench matters less in the American League than it does in the National League, obviously, as I've stated before, but the Yankees lineup is good. Some things to watch. Does Judge show up for the playoffs? Is it a thing? Does he figure out who he was his rookie year? Also, Luke Voit, what is his role? Is he a first baseman? Is he a DH? How do the Yankees use him? Is he a bench bat? Is he a situational pinch hitter? How do we use him? Does Gio Urshela stay hot? Is this going to be a thing where he's just a regular season player and he can't perform in the playoffs, or is he the real deal? Is he something that the Yankees want to hold on to for a long time? How do you use Austin Romine off the bench? Do you use him as a defensive replacement, possibly, for Gary Sanchez late in games? Who plays first base? Is it Edwin? Is it Voit? Do you keep Ford on the roster? Those are really the big question marks for the Yankees going into the series. So, for the Twins, now they have a weaker lineup, but it's closer than people think. I think the Yankees lineup is better, but the Twins lineup mashes, and it's certainly comparable as far as that goes. Now, this is probably not going to be super close lineup-wise, but I think it's going to be what you see. Yeah, it might be close lineup-wise. So we have Rosario, Polanco, Sano, Cruz, Cron, Scope, Mitch Garver, who probably should be higher. I'm going to move him up for Sano. And then Kepler and Marwin Gonzalez. And you have, that team is good. Now that team, the whole year, has been hitting home runs, obviously at a record pace there in Minnesota. Even with the juiced balls, though, they are not juicing their balls, but they are hitting home runs, let me tell you. So the Twins lineup is really good. I mean, 1 through 9, there's no breaks. It's maybe not as loaded as the Yankees lineup, but it's good. I think there's going to be a ton of runs scored. So the people that need to show up for the Twins to even have a chance, Mitch Garver needs to have an out-of-body experience and just be amazing. He needs to be incredible. He needs to be hitting bombs from the catcher position. That would be huge. Also, he needs to not let up anything defensively. He's not the best fielder in the world, but if he can do that, the Twins have a shot. Also, Scope. Can it be the Scope of old? Is he going to be that player that he was on the Orioles? Can he show up in a big way offensively? Max Kepler. Can Kepler continue on the pace he's been on the whole year? Jorge Polanco. Can he be good? Eddie Rosario. There's a lot of unknown on this Twins roster, how they're going to fare in the playoffs. Performing in the regular season is a lot different than performing in the playoffs, and I don't think this is shocking to anyone listening to this. Also off the bench, you have Jason Castro, probably as the backup catcher, and it's going to be interesting to see if they ever use him as a defensive replacement. At that point, you would lose Garver's bat, but he's a much better defender, obviously, than Garver, who's just not great. Does the GOAT, the Turtle, does this man make the roster? I don't know. He might. He's got a lot of flexibility, obviously. He can play almost anywhere. According to MLB The Show, everywhere but shortstop. If he makes the roster, that could be a lot of fun. Boreas playing against his former team. Interesting storyline. There's a lot of fun things about this series. So all this being said, what's the prediction here that I'm going to go with? I think, to be completely honest, I'm rooting really, really hard for the Twins. I want the Twins to win so bad. But if I were going to have to give a prediction that I think is right, I think Yankees in 5. I think it's a great series. I think New York squeaks it out Game 5. I think the Twins take 1 or 2. So Yankees in 5 is the official guess. But God, I hope it's the Twins in like 3. I hope the Twins sweep the Yankees, man. But I think the Yankees are going to win the series. It'll be interesting. So let me know if you think I'm an idiot in the comment section, or if you think I'm a genius. Also let me know. Nothing wrong with that. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.